The difference between my first son and my second son was mammoth, night and day. The pregnancies were both fairly good, really good for the most part, but the labours were just completely different. And the things that helped the most is what I'm going to share with you today. I took raspberry leaf tea in the last trimester. There's a lawnmower out the back going on, so it's a bit noisy, but I drank about 1 litre of raspberry leaf tea every day for the last trimester. And my first son, the labour was 18 hours, and my second son was 6, so I really recommend it. There's a property in there that helps build your uterine muscles, and your uterus is what pushes the baby out. It's not your breathing, it's not your brain, it's not your arm muscles when you're flexing, it's all the uterus down there. So if you can strengthen your uterus muscles, you're going to have an easier, stronger, better labour. The Medjool dates that I took as well in the last trimester really, really helped, I think. It's hard to know exactly what did help exactly, but all I know is going from my first pregnancy, which I did nothing special, didn't take anything extra, just had a good diet and a little bit of exercise, versus my second labour was just so much better. So these are the things that I just did differently, and I can't tell you which one worked the most because I did all of them. Yeah, the raspberry leaf tea, the Medjool dates, it's a specific type of date. You can get them from Woolworths. I'm assuming you can get them online. I did see them in some health food shops, but they were crazy expensive. I got mine from Woolworths, they were pretty good, and I had 6 every day in the last trimester, and they're supposed to strengthen your uterine muscles as well. Exercise in the first trimester was bang on amazing. I was just exercising every day, going for good walks. It really helped my morning sickness, so I did it every day. Second trimester, halfway through the second trimester, I fell off the bandwagon, got really tired, and just stopped exercising. Also, third trimester, I didn't exercise very much. I would do the occasional workout, but nothing like I should have done. But that's okay. I think the first trimester exercise really, really helped somehow, because I just felt stronger, I felt better, I didn't put as much weight on, it was good. Cod liver oil is the next one. This really superbly helped my baby blues afterwards. I got shocking baby blues with my first son, and the recovery was so difficult. But with my second son, I barely felt like I'd even had a baby. I know that sounds crazy. I felt ready to get back to life as soon as the baby was born, pretty much. Like, as soon as Finn was born, maybe the next morning, I felt good. My hormones were balanced, and that has stayed with me for the last 4 months. The lack of sleep didn't bother me so much. The breastfeeding didn't bother me so much. I bonded better. I really believe it was the cod liver oil because of the vitamin A and the vitamin D. Vitamin D helps your hormones, gives you all of vitamin D. I can't praise it enough. It's amazing, and that is abundant. It's abundant in sunshine, but for a lot of reasons, it's really good to have it in your diet. So that's what I did. The vitamin A helps your hormones as well, just amazingly so. I'm going to do another video another day on what you should eat. And this is basically all, 3 out of 7 is food related tips in this video. So there you go. It's basically the same thing that I'll suggest in the other video, but I really, really recommend taking cod liver oil, if anything, just for your hormones, but it is so, so good for so many things. For your immune system and for your healing, it's excellent. The other thing that made the biggest difference, huge, like humongous, probably the biggest difference is the breathing exercises that I did. The Positive Birth Company, there's a woman that runs that on YouTube. I'll have to link that, or I don't have the exact. Siobhan, I think her name is Siobhan something. Anyway, she does hypnobirthing on the internet, on YouTube, and I would play those videos. When I went into labor, I just played her videos over and over again. So the basic principle, she has heaps of videos and they're all great, and I really recommend you going through them. But her video that helped the most was her just simple breathing exercise, which was breathe in for 8 seconds. Sorry, breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8. So yeah, breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8. Whenever I felt a contraction coming, I would focus on my counting, focus on my breathing, close my eyes, focus on the breathing. Don't just tell yourself, oh, I've got to breathe. Do it, actually do it. And I felt the contractions, I felt them, but focusing on the breathing, it was like my mind was so distracted by the counting, it didn't really register the pain. It was amazing. And the other things she should see, Siobhan suggests, she talks about, not suggests, but she talks about how your uterus is a muscle. And so if you deprive, like during a workout, if you deprive your muscles from oxygen, deprive them from oxygen, they will start to scream out in pain. Your muscles need oxygen to work properly. And so if you stop breathing properly when your contractions come and you go, you stop breathing and you've stopped giving your uterus exactly what it needs. And 1 minute of that is going to send your uterus into giving you lots of pain, let alone 5 hours of contractions. So yeah, I really recommend her breathing exercises. Go onto her YouTube channel. She is fantastic. And that made all the difference, especially with the pushing. When it came to push Finn, I let my uterus do the work. I just gave it the oxygen, and there was such freedom in that. There was such relaxation in that. I wish I could show you my birth video. Maybe one day I'll edit it and put it on. But the difference between the two videos, because I've got both my sisters to video my labors, both of them, and the difference is amazing. I am screaming like Hulk in my first video. Like, it was an all natural birth, no pain medication, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was so painful. And the second was, I would do it again tomorrow. Like, if I could, I loved it. I loved the actual labor, which I tell people that and they don't know how to respond. They're like, oh, that's nice. They have no idea, because if it's just, I don't know. I really loved it. I would do it again today if I was pregnant. I actually can't wait for my next baby, if the Lord blesses us with another baby. I can't wait to give birth again, because it was just an amazing thing. It's so strange for me to say that, but it's true. And the last thing is resting. With my first baby, I was walking around, I was doing squats, because I really did feel like that helped with the pain. With my second baby, I focused on my breathing and I laid down and let the pregnancy happen. As well, it was at night and I didn't know how it was going to go. So I thought, if the labor backs off and it starts again in the morning, that sounds good. I did lay down with a water bottle, like drinking water bottle, not a hot water bottle. Anyway, and I laid down, I put my phone on those YouTube videos, focused on my breathing, focused on her voice, and the breathing exercises is really the biggest one. Anyway, I won't re-say what I've just said, but I hope you have, I all hope anybody who's watching this who has a baby coming up, ready to come out into the world, I hope you love it, because you can. You really can. I wouldn't say it's a painless experience. I wouldn't say it was a painless experience. It was like a good hike, though. Your muscles are sore, you've got a goal to get to the top, there's an amazing view, and you're working hard, and it is hard work. Like, I'm not denying that it was hard work, but you breathe, you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and when you get there, it's like you feel strong and you feel euphoric and you feel great. And that's how I felt. I think the hormones when that's rushing through your system also helped, but I know that I can confidently say I didn't have pain. A few of the contractions, I will say, a few of the contractions, maybe 3, were painful. I'll say that. They were painful. I'm just going to, not pretend, they were painful. But 3 out of 170 contractions that brings around a birth, that was pretty good compared to my first. I loved it. I hope you do too.